Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We're still in the very first week of the winter period after I managed to screw up and slightly delete a large chunk of recording. Believe me, 3 days worth of recording down the Swanee, very annoying. However, we've now built the golden clock. We achieved the 10 million, and that is an achievement in itself, because I've never had the golden clock, so I'm not entirely sure what it does. But I have it. Now, I'm replacing a bunch of the ancient fruit wine that's in these kegs with some of starfruit wine, since I now know that is more valuable. So that's an important lesson that was learned there. But I'm still going to grow the ancient fruit. It's more so the idea of being able to grow it because it's kind of time-saving. I don't have to replant it. It's just a continual producer. It's annoying all the same, but it's not like it's the end of the world level of frustration. Now, one of the things that I would like to try and do this season is to complete the community upgrade. So I need to save up, I think it's 300,000 to be able to afford it, which will allow me to do the shortcuts, and that's kind of a big thing for me, I think. It'll be a useful thing to have. Other than that, however, I do think it would probably be kind of handy for me to properly analyze what is, what hasn't been built, what hasn't been crafted by myself. I bet you it's something really stupid as well. That's the thing. Now, I've turned on the advanced options in the advanced crafting, where you can see how many of something that you would be able to make with resources in its vicinity, as well as how many of them you have made in the past. And it's the sort of thing that I really wish I'd turned on beforehand, because this is incredibly handy, useful information. At the moment, I know that, for example, I've made an absolute buttload of the crystal pathways. How many? I don't know if that's actually of much import, but I would be able to find that out should I choose to. Which is kind of the important thing, is being able to know the information, which is, that's helpful. But for now, we're just going to run around the farm. I'm going to gather the resources that are available today. So we've got all the milk, we've got the eggs, the kind of the handy stuff that's scattered around the farm that we're just going to harvest for now. I am going to try and go down in Skull Caverns a little bit, because I do want to try and achieve the floor 100. I didn't manage it in the last time it was offered, so the fact that it was offered again was fantastic. It gives me another chance to try it. But I'm not well, I've got some ideas on it, and I can't decide whether it is more important for me to eat a foodstuff that gives me a better protection against what I'm likely to encounter in there, such as an improved amount of armor or so on and so forth, versus the handy side of being able to increase my luck stat, which increases the likelihood of finding the holes, and whether I should just make a bunch of ladders down there. But the trouble with the ladders is I don't really have the large amount of stone that I need to actually do that. So as part of that, perhaps I need to do a stone run, which again, as has been mentioned previously, there are the large rocks that spawn, which are likely to give you more rock. So it's something I need to really look at, honestly. And I need to figure out what's going to be the best plan of action for my adventuring in there. Now, of course, the hammer, definitely the best course of action in one's own humble opinion, because the hammer has the vampiric ability, which does make it a lot more effective in regards to that, which is kind of important, I think. Now, look at all of this stuff that's available here. This is fantastic. So all of these pickles and jams and preserves and... oh, lovely. I do stand by, why don't we have cabbage? Why can't I make kimchi? Because I would like to make kimchi. Now, I did download a mod that actually allowed you to make kimchi, but the trouble I had with it was that it didn't really interact very well. Again, I think I was missing a few source mods that it requires to run properly, which again is a shame. And I think that might be something that I try and look at before the 1.6 update. Is there anything that I can put in, like I probably have a little bit more of an experiment with the mods, and perhaps maybe even watch a couple of videos on actually properly implementing mods to Stardew. Now, I know I've mentioned it in the past before that when it comes to mods, I tend to prefer a mod that's actually going to make my job a little bit harder, which might seem a bit odd and counterintuitive. But a lot of the time, I like making a game more challenging, especially if it's one that I've completed a couple of times during its playthrough. So, for example, Battletech is a fantastic example. I found the game enjoyable, but I found it too easy. So I've downloaded the BTA 3062 mod, which massively increases the size of the universe and all that sort of stuff. And it adds a lot of interesting background. That sort of mod is the sort of mod that I really live for, because being able to access something that's a little harder, but because you are accessing that through the fact that the game is more difficult because it's expanded it more, that excites me a little bit. And that's something that I'm curious about. Now, I know very well that I've gone for a very vanilla playthrough at the moment, and there is the Stardew Expanded mod. Now, I've not really looked into it yet, but I might have to have a quick look and see what that actually offers. So anyone who's used the Stardew Expanded, please do leave your comments below. Again, I'm avoiding any of the wiki or guide pages until I've achieved perfection, mostly because then I know that I've done everything through my own blundering. It's probably a good way of describing it, that I've essentially stumbled my way through this game and I've achieved what I have purely through, not quite entirely through luck, but remembering how things work and that sort of thing. And that's kind of what I'm after, is actually knowing how to do what I've done, and hoping that I've done it through my own merits. It's probably a better, nicer way of describing it, really, isn't it? So let's quickly harvest all of these ancient fruit, and that is going to be something I'm going to look at. Now, of course, we are getting closer to perfection here. I'm going to play this entirely through until the end of year 3. And then I'm going to start doing a couple of more silly videos, I think. So I might record some of the interactions with the heart events and, you know, narrate those and see how they go. Because I think that would be kind of nice to do, and something that I haven't done yet. So give that a try. But if there's anything that you'd like to see Stardew Valley related that you would like me to do, please do mention it. Send me a message, leave a comment, because it gives me an idea of the sorts of things that would be fun to do, and what you'd like to see me try and do. Okay. Now, obviously, with all this ancient fruit again, that's just going to end up being thrown into the kegs and into the preserve jars when I've run out of the kind of important products of starfruit. Now, starfruit I'm growing a lot of on Ginger Island, because that's really the best and only place that I can get large quantities of it. I am still very tempted to use the inside of that special shed that I've got, the growing shed. At the moment, I've planted a bunch of seeds, which are autumn seeds, the autumn forage, because weirdly enough, I've not actually made the autumn seed packet. And the reason for that is that I've tried to be, not saying that I've tried to be clever with it. What I've done is that I've realized and remembered that you can just put a mushroom into a seed maker to get a single packet. Well, anywhere between 1 and 3 packets of the seeds. So it actually works out kind of easier, which probably sounds a bit daft, but when I look at it, it's actually probably the best way for me to do it, honestly, because that way I don't have to worry about well, working my way through it all. Like I can achieve what I'm after a lot more easily. So that's going to be a thing that I kind of work on that one. It's nice that we've got the train here. Oh, got some leprechaun shoes. Haven't seen those in a while. That's kind of nice. Okay. Let's go on through, and we've got the mixed seeds. But again, I haven't made the autumn seeds, so that's one of the things that is holding me back. So I'm going to make those. And that was something I kind of said earlier. I've definitely missed out something really dumb. And lo and behold, yeah, that is one of the dumb things. And the thing is, when I realised it, I panicked a little bit inside. I went, oh no, how do I make that? Well, I'm going to have to make some seeds to grow in my shed. Because I haven't got the ability to grow it on... well, I could plant it on Ginger Island. That's also a possibility. But I haven't got the ability to grow it in the greenhouse. So, that's annoying. Right. Now what? Well, let's organise what we've gathered here today. Oh, wow, the buckle's made of solid gold. Whoop-de-doo. So I do also want to try and look at doing some of the crafting recipes, like for clothing. Because, yeah, I'm vaguely content with the silliness that I've created for myself. But I haven't really done much with it, which is a bit of a shame, really, when I look at it. At the same time, though, the clothing never has been a big focus for me. So that's something that I kind of need to look at, possibly. It's not a super major bad, difficult thing, but it is something I need to look at and maybe focus on a little bit for the time being. Again, not super worrying. Okay. Now, looking through all these other things as well, I do kind of want to build a slime ranch because I've not built one as yet. And which I know it seems a bit silly that I haven't actually done that yet. Let's get the recycling machines and all these sorts of things going. So you can see here that I haven't done these. I have got explosive ammo. Now, the thing is, after having experimented with how the mouse and keyboard actually allows you to do, to combat things with a slingshot a lot better, it's one of those things that I kind of am debating whether actually starting to carry the slingshot a lot more, because for me, using a controller, it's very difficult to actually use the slingshot. And that kind of makes me wonder if that's something that I need to look at and actually try playing it through with the mouse and keyboard, pretty much just to achieve that. And it does feel a little bit odd to honestly look at it and go, oh yeah, that's what I will do. That's how this is going to go. I'm going to use the mouse and keyboard to fight. Because it'll be easier for me to use the mouse and keyboard for these sorts of enemies. Which is fine. It's just a bit odd in some ways, I think. And a little bit frustrating in many other ways, really, honestly, looking at it. Because I go, oh, that's a shame. I've now got to focus using that. But I will live. So, let's see what we can do here. Well, we've got lots in the crystallarium. I still need more crystallariums. It's not super difficult to make them, but it is something I do need more of. But I'll live. For now, we'll go with what we've got. But it is something that I am going to want more of going forwards. Because the crystallariums are fantastically helpful. So the crystallariums, I need them because they are a very useful and potent generator of other gemstone resources, such as the fire quartz, which I'm using to turn into the refined quartz, and the diamonds, which I'm turning into money. It is a fantastically useful thing, and having more of them isn't exactly a bad thing. I don't think at any point am I going to be upset that I have multiple of them. And that shed is my tooling and crafting shed, and that feels, quite normal, really, in the grand scheme of things. I don't think that it's a particularly unusual thing to sort of look at and have, but it is phenomenally handy. So yes, the other things that I've got to really focus on as well are stone generation. Now, wood is an easy one in some ways because, of course, I can just plant numbers of seeds. But the big question really comes from, well, what else can I plant? Well, I can't plant stone. I just have to rely on stone. I mean, obviously, when I go into the mines, stone is automatically saturated and generated. There's no requirements on that one. But at the same time, it is somewhat frustrating that I have to rely on the randomness of it being available to me, which is moderately annoying. Not the end of the world, but it is slightly irksome. And I will live, but it's just still, it's annoying. It's a thing. I'll live. So, going forwards, however, we've still got a lot of other things that we can do. Now, so here's where I've accepted the Skull Caves going down. And look, we've got 98% of cooking recipes made, 96% of the crafting recipes made. So we've made a lot. We've got the Golden Clock, we've got the Monster Slayer Hero, we've got 100% Great Friends, we have maximum farmer level, all the obelisks there. So I am on the cusp of perfection. I think it will be manageable by the end of year 3. Probably, well, this is still all reliant on that one remaining recipe. I still don't know what it is. I don't know when I might be able to acquire it. It's definitely not one through friendship, so it has to be one that one obtains from the TV. And I just don't know which one it is. As soon as I figure it out, I'll be in a good place. Right now, not a clue. Now, of course, as you can see, I've got lots and lots of cranberries growing on the island, and I'm kind of wondering if cranberries are going to be... I mean, are they really that useful to me? But, oh, actually, that's a lie. The cranberries and blueberries are phenomenally useful, particularly when I get the key quest for colours. And I believe I can use the cranberries and blueberries again for dyes. Now, I haven't really dabbled with the dyes, so that's something that I might want to look into a bit more. And I think that would be quite reasonable to sort of have an investigation into, because I'm sure I could come up with something clever with it all. Right? I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility to come up with something vaguely clever, I think. And yeah, so that's going to be a thing. I'm going to have a look and see what can I actually do with it when it comes to the dyes and such, and the fabric manipulation and the clothing. What else can I do? I say fabric manipulation like it's a particular science there. No, it's nothing that exciting, sadly. It's just stuff that needs doing. And I kind of wonder, like, can you make clothing for your children? I mean, I know you can put hats on them, but can you make clothing for them? I mean, that'd be kind of cool if you could. And if that's not in the regular current game, that'd be nice if it was an update thing that you can do. And maybe you can tweak the outfit of your partner. Because again, that'd be kind of cute. But I'm not saying that's like the be-all and end-all. It's cute, but I can live without it. But I am very curious to see what the next step in the game's kind of development will be. Okay, so let's plant some more taro. I say more, some actual taro, because I haven't had any taro growing for quite a long time, which may potentially be a bit weird. Like, why have I not bothered? It's one of those things that I just haven't really focused a lot on for the time being, which isn't a terrible, terrible thing, but it is something that I haven't really focused on, and I probably do need to do a little bit more and really, get that done. Which, again, not a terrible, terrible thing. So, what else can we do here today? Well, let's reorganize that. I'm going to take some of the fruit items out of here. I do need to have some mango in there, though, because the mango sticky rice is quite good, being that it's a defense thing. So that is something that I do kind of need to have a look at a bit more so. I think it's probably a good way of looking at it is I do need to be sensible in some ways. Which I know is not something that I find super, super easy, because I'm an idiot. And I'm never going to deny that fact, that I am a scatterbrained moron. So, oh well. Right. What else can we do here? Well, still need more crystallariums. I still need another... How many? 2, 4, 6, 8... Yeah, it's a dozen of them. I was going to just off the cuff go, oh yeah, about a dozen. And actually, lo and behold, a dozen is correct. So that's what needs to be done. So I need another dozen of them, and that'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be great. Once I've got a dozen more of them, fan-dabby-doozy. Right, we're going to quickly slap in a few more starfruit into here. Let's grab those. I'm going to replace the wine. Now, do I just sell that? Or do I hold on to it for the aging process? I think I should hold on to some of it, but also should sell a bunch as well. Because it is quite an important resource for me here. Really. I need more of it. But for now, I'm going to make a bunch of beer as well, because that's quite quick, actually. The pale ale and using wheat. It's not a slow process, thankfully. It's quite quick. We've got the jams and preserves, and we'll just slap some more things in here, replacing these ones. That'll be fine. Lovely. And just replace those. There we go. Now, if I do need some of the mango sticky rice, I've got the ability to quickly craft it, because I can hoik the mango out of that resource, which, again, not a terribly bad thing for me to do. So, yeah, that's going to be kind of the aim of the game there. Oh my goodness, look at all of that. Ancient fruit wine. That is fantastic. We're always going to need more ancient fruit wine. That stuff is just great. Like, there's nothing... Yes, it's not as valuable as starfruit, but it's still a thing, and currently I don't really have that much starfruit, so I'm replacing it with pineapple, which again is not... it's a high value, but not the highest value. Still good, just not as good. And that's fine. I'll live with it. I'm not going to be upset about it in any way, shape or form. So let's see what else we can actually do here. Well, I think it's get ready for bed because it's 1 AM. Goodness gracious, the day went by way faster than I was expecting to today. But hopefully that'll put me over the 300,000 mark, which will allow me to purchase the improvements that I'm after within the town itself. So the community upgrade. And that's really where I'm after. That's what I'm looking for, is that community upgrade. Because that's good. I mean, why would it not be? Okay, now what? So day 4, so it's Thursday. Got a beautiful wintry day. And the thing is, I'm currently being spammed by a friend of mine who is over in the US. And they're sending me pictures of their beautiful snow covering because they're about to go skiing with their family. And I am incredibly jealous. It's been many years since I've been skiing on actual snow. And it was one of those weird things that I was very lucky as a child that my school did ski trips. They weren't that frequent. I mean, like, as in once a year, and you had to be above a certain age to go on them. And that's fine and all, but it's kind of a shame, like, I've not really been able to go out skiing since. And it kind of makes me a bit sad because it's cool. I really enjoy it. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like the winter in video games, is because I go, oh man, I'd love to be able to go skiing again. That'd be so good. Because yeah, it would be absolutely fantastic if I was able to do so. I'm jealous of it, but Yeah, no, we live. It's... We do what we do, don't we? And, yeah. Let's organise this. So I've got a lot of galaxy souls, haven't I? I didn't realise I had so many of them. Where am I going to put those? I mean, okay, I think I don't really need any more, do I? Honestly. No, like, honestly, I don't think I need any more. So, I need to have a look and have a think. Right, so I might just sell the galaxy souls that I don't need or use right now. And I'm also wondering, should I close the doors for the barn? I mean, it might be nicer for them if I was to do that. I honestly don't know. Ah, well. So yeah, we've got lots of ancient fruit there, got lots of star fruit. I really should reorganize the chests a little bit, I think, just so I've got a bit more easy access to all the resources there. Right, so the caviar, which is, because of course it takes an extra day to preserve, however. I mean, how is caviar prepared? Is it fermented? I don't know. I mean, curiosity is now incredibly peaked. Let's do a little bit of Google foo here. How is caviar prepared? Oh, only a little bit of salt. Okay, so it's not like it's, yeah. Okay, it's not cooked, but it is cured, and the preservation does add a little flavour to caviar and allow it to be stored for longer. There we go. Weird and wonderful. I mean, it's not... I've had it, definitely. I've definitely eaten it. It's just not like my... It's not something that I'm like, oh yeah, I must need or have. I need it in my life, but I've had it. I think that's one of those sorts of things, like the foods that people kind of associate with like wealth. Some of them are quite amusing and weird, like caviar, for example. It's not one that I'm like, I'm not going to write home about. And other ones like oysters, again, really, they do not do it for me. I've had them, just not my jam. But don't worry, I'm not like the I need chicken nuggets and chips. I haven't got that restricted like a selection of food. Like I've eaten a lot of weird and wonderful. One being careful, I've got to be risking it for a biscuit with that bomb hanging out there. Got to be careful. But yeah, I mean, I've eaten eyes. I've had obviously haggis because kind of how can you not in the United Kingdom? With Scottish friends particularly, you're gonna have had some good haggis at some point. And yeah, so I've dabbled. I've dabbled a bit, and that's fine. But yes, I've eaten weird and wonderful. Now, let's see, what else can we kind of sort out in this one? Well, let's go over to the desert. We've got a bunch of crops that are here. Well, I said crops, sorry. The harvest that we get from here is actually the batteries. So we're going to try and go on down into Skull Caverns, and we're going to see how far we can get down as like reasonably as we can. I think that's really the best way of describing it. It's going to be tough in some ways. You ever do something and suddenly go, you know what? I'm an idiot. I had all of those damn Omni Geodes and I wanted to sell them for the damn turban. What have I done? I've handed them in for the golden artifact trove thing. Which, yeah, it's great and all, but that's not really what I wanted. I wanted the turban. But of course my brain went, oh, I need those. Ah, goodness. Again, as somebody has quite recently commented on some of my older videos, yeah, it's good fun watching you do stuff, and then say that you're going to do something and you need to do it, and then just completely forget it. milliseconds later and do something completely different. And that is true. I do that a lot. But we'll crack open these coconuts, we'll crack open the artifact troves, and we'll get stuff. And that'll be fine. Still a little annoying, but I'll live. How I don't fall down more is a very good question. And one that I would really like some answers to. Like, how am I not on fire 99% of the time? Because, yeah, I do some catastrophically dense stuff. And I really don't understand how I don't fall down more. Which I think is a reasonable question. Right, so it looks like we're going to swoop back to the farm. We're going to deposit what we've got and sell what we've got. That'll be fine. And once we've done that, then we can... well, what we'll then be able to do is go back to Clint, smack open some more rocks. That is what we are doing. We're going to go smack some rocks. Because I like smacking rocks. That's what we do in this place. Oh, yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Right. What next is the big question, isn't it? Well, we're going to quickly carry on using the cart because it is the easiest way of travelling back into town, because we come out near the near Clint's shop. And it's one of the things that I would highly recommend, that if you can focus on that repair first, it makes life so much easier. It really does. Being able to just zip around very quickly is a lot better. Now, of course, we're going to make a fair bit of money out of these random artifacts and gubbins that you're going to find around and about, which is great and all. But what else can we get? I mean, that's kind of the big question, isn't it? What other things can we kind of obtain from them? Well, there's nothing that's like of a critical requirement for me at the moment, and that's fine. It's a thing. But yeah, that's kind of where we are at with this one. Okay, come on, Clint, smack it open. I do wish there was a way of just going smash all, but I also understand why there isn't, because of course you are going to potentially be a bit stuck in that you might not be able to actually do that, because you might not have the room for it. But maybe a smack all until good might be... That sounds so stupid, doesn't it? Smack all then good, yes. Is pretty much how that has been just described there. And being me, yeah, okay, that's fair enough. That would kind of clock with the sort of nonsense I spout on a regular basis. So we'll live with that. Okay. So we've got a little bit more that we need to do here. That's fine. What else can we organise with this one? Ugh, chicken statue. Golden tablet thing. What else? What else have we got that we could honestly do something with? Come on. There's got to be something useful. Where are we going with these? Well, into, not the bin per se, but the shipping container, because we don't need them immediately. Which is quite normal, honestly. So that's what we're doing. And let's see, what other things can we actually organise here. There's a few other things that we can sort out. We've still got lots of slime. So the slime rancher's hutch, well, the slime rancher, the slime hutch thing. Now that's something that I've never really dabbled with. And I know that's something that I would like to try, because it's not something I've ever used before. So again, kind of an open question out there. If you've used it a lot and you've had some good luck with it, please do tell me below what you've done with it and how it's worked out for you, because it's something I'm curious about. I'm not expecting like a silly amount of things from it, but I am curious to see what it actually can give me, other than slime. Which, I mean, I know that's kind of a given, isn't it? You're gonna get slimes from it. But what benefit does that give me? How do I convert that into something useful? So, yeah. I'm gonna give that a go on that one. So I've got eggplant parmesan as my food of choice on this one. Which again isn't super difficult, I don't think, but it is the food of choice, and it should be able to. Oh no! I put a bomb down. Oh, I blew up my computer, and whatever the plant. What? I don't know what that plant was that wilted. Genuinely don't know. Oh God, I'm an idiot. Oh. I really wish there was like a. Are you sure you want to plant this bomb? But I know that would get real annoying real quick. So, yeah, it's probably a good thing it's not there, but I'm so stupid. Ugh. That's going to drive me nuts that I've done that again. Like, I haven't lost that much. I mean, I do need to make another farm computer, but that's not super difficult to make. I mean, yeah, it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world, is it? Fine. We'll live. Very annoying. Very annoying is the best way of putting it. But, again, we'll live. Okay. Question then comes. Okay, so those are the big, horrible serpenty duberers that I do need to deal with because they're big and horrible and need to go away. What else can we do about them all? Well, let's go down here. We'll take a shortcut because I'm lazy, and taking shortcuts is a good plan at any opportunity. Right. Okay, slimes. We've got some more bombs. I haven't actually got that many bombs. Oh, I mean, other than the big bombs, I've got a few of those. That's great and all. But I haven't got that many. I think that's going to be something I should probably focus on, is actually getting more explodies. Ooh, goodness. I really don't like these big chunky dragons. The fact that they're so long as well. They're a little bit off-putting, really, aren't they? Just like, I don't know. They're weird shape and size. Weird creatures. Yeah, I'll live, but just weird. Anyway. Gonna bomb here. Gonna hopefully get a nice bit of land uncovered. Actually, what I'm really hoping for, in honesty, is a good bit of land being uncovered along... I say land, sorry. Holes being uncovered. That's really what I'm after. Ooh, I'm risking it for a biscuit with that one. Oh. Eat the yams for HP, because my goodness, that was a little bit close, wasn't it? I have a feeling that on hard mode, I'm going to end up getting killed, well, knocked out a couple of times while I'm doing all of this, because, yeah, I am an idiot, and it's gonna happen. So, I need to be prepared for that eventuality, that I'm gonna do something dumb. Because I know I am going to. There's no ifs and or buts about it. It's going to happen. I'm going to do something dense. So we'll have to live with it. It's how we go, isn't it? Not really much else I can say on it, is there? Is it going to do something dumb? It's going to happen, so just get used to it. Anyway. Okay. What next? Well, that's the big question, isn't it, really? What's the next plan here? Well, I mean, that is the question we've got. Hopefully something clever. And the plan of action is just to murderize everything. And the thing is, I'm using the sword. Now, I should have grabbed the hammer. Like, there's no... no ifs, and or buts about it. I should really be rolling around in here with the hammer. Health regeneration and health steal, I'm being demonstrated again and again. It would be so much more useful. And the thing is... Oh, goodness, we're getting more of them again. Go away. It's... I don't know how... not really its effectiveness, but how frequent the health restoration is. I know it's like a percentage-based... Well, I believe it's a percentage-based thing on whether it's like that likely and blah, blah, blah. You know, that's sort of how it works. But, what other stuff I can do? Oh, 2 holes. Excellent. That's good. So we'll jump down these, and that'll be nice. But what next? That's the question, isn't it? What next? Well, goodness gracious. I really want to find like a good hole in the ground that will drop me like a good 9 floors. Like I need 2 or 3 of those back to back, and that'll be great because then I will just fall down all the way I need to go, and then we're kind of golden on that, which is really all I can say of like that would be handy, because that way I don't have to worry as much, because all of the things that I'm going to encounter, well, that's fine, we'll deal with them. We won't have to worry. But it is a thing I need to be aware of. So yeah. Ooh. Because you do take damage whenever you fall down a hole. Kind of a given, really, isn't it? You fall down a hole, you take damage. That's literally how this works. And... frustratingly, that means that you will encounter a few times where you are essentially in trouble because you will end up injuring yourself. I've not knocked myself out from falling down a hole, but there's certainly a possibility that that could happen, isn't there? And that's kind of an issue, isn't it? That you've got to really think about is that yeah, there's a likelihood you are going to fall down a hole and you're going to end up injuring yourself to the point where you're not actually able to do anything because you've just stuck yourself like with that. You've injured yourself. You've caused damage to yourself. It's all gone a bit bad, hasn't it? Sort of thing. So yeah. That's going to be where we're sort of looking at on this one. We're only on floor 22 and it's almost 8 PM. Like, we've still got plenty of time. There's definitely every chance I'm going to get down to floor 100 while I, you know, murder everything. But there's also every chance that I just don't get down far enough. Which, that's kind of a possibility, but it's annoying if that does happen. I'm not super concerned. But it would be somewhat frustrating if I didn't manage it. I mean, it's understandable if I don't manage it, but still, doesn't make it any less annoying, does it? Okay. Also, the distinct lack of auto-petters, because that'd be something that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Some auto-petters would be good. But no, we haven't got any of those. We can't give you them. That'd be silly. That'd be ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. These mummies, also, they hit way harder than the regular ones. I mean, yes, of course they should do. They are the, what are they called? The hero, not hero ones, but, you know, the harder to kill ones. The hard mode version. Hero monsters, goodness gracious. That's me playing something else. I'm trying to figure out what game I'm sort of thinking of in my head for giving me that as a concept. Hero monster, what? What would they be called? It doesn't matter, it's not the end of the world. But whilst we're in here, we're getting more stone, which is what we need to make more of the stairways. I'm just going to ignore it for now, I can't hit it. There's a stairway down, excellent. Let's keep going. Okay, so we've got some more slimes, and that one's got a key gem in it, so we're going to definitely grab that one and give it a good stabbing, because, 2 key gems, and a prismatic shard. Lucky day. Right, what don't I need? Eeny, meeny, miny, that one. I kind of want the bat wings. Well, that'll do. Down we drop. I'm going to eat the glazed yams, and then that'll heal me up, which is good. Yes, it will put me at a point where I'm like actually able to do things now. Again, that's really where we're at on this one. There's bombs, blowing fat holes and stuff, and ugh, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Leave me alone. Shoo! Shoo! Okay, so there is a hole over there, so I'm going to leap down that, of course. But I'm trying to see if there was anything of use in that chest, but no, nothing. Not chest, sorry, the containers. Ugh, goodness gracious, this is a fiddly pain. I'm glad I was able to make a lot of these eggplant parmesans because they're actually quite good for general health restoration, aren't they? Not exactly a small amount, which is good. Because, yeah, health restoration is kind of a big thing right now, I would suggest. Being able to keep yourself well healed is very important. Well, especially down here, because if you don't keep yourself well healed, you're going to end up having shenanigans occur. We don't want shenanigans. We want to, survive and push through all the enemies and actually do well. Which I feel is kind of a given. Because we don't really want to struggle. Okay, so we've got more Omnigeodes. Now, the Omnigeodes, again, I need to remember to hold on to them because I need, 333 of them to get that turban that I want from the vendor chap. So that's going to be something I need to be very careful of. Goodness, we're only on floor 39 and it's almost midnight. How on earth does this place suck more time than I'm expecting? It's absolutely ridiculous. Actually, how much time it is eating being down here. Maybe it's because I'm not, adventuring as hard as I could. That sounds very bizarre, doesn't it? That I'm not, exploring quite as fiercely as I probably could or should. But it's still a bit weird, isn't it? Okay. Maybe it's because I'm getting too preoccupied with trying to kill everything. That's probably what's stuffing me there. Right, okay, I'm not even going to risk it. I'm just going to go home. Right, so let's reorganize what we've actually got in the chests here. So we've gathered a lot of general resourcery. Right, let's put the bombs away first. Now, let's put everything else away. Because they are just a risk. Okay, some more fire quartz, so that's good. Because again, the fire quartz will give me some, handy goodness. Okay, that can go in there. What else can we sort of organise? That's a big question, isn't it? What else can we do? I mean, that's kind of the question, isn't it? What else can I actually do at this point? I don't know. Well, I think that's going to call it there for this evening. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you have enjoyed, please do like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to, please do leave comments. I do always read them, and we'll go from there, essentially. So hopefully I'll catch you again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.